Hey guys, this is Kaizen Web Marketing, and my name is Joshua Nikolaevsky. I am the founder of Kaizen, and to go straight away from the sugarcoating, this tutorial is literally going to be all about how to use Divi theme options. So there is the WordPress customizer, which is very useful, and I already made a video about this. Check this out if you haven't. But this is all about using Divi. So if you are a Divi theme user, this is going to be very important. Just understanding the back and how to save time for your future when you're creating your website, and on top of that to enable specific Divi settings. So the first and foremost, before I design any website, I go to Divi theme options, and very important reason. To start off, I include the logo, and to do this, rather than the link, make sure you go to your media page here, add a new media file, upload your logo into it, and then all you're going to have to press is upload. Will go to your media library, and while it's loading, you just click on an image, set as logo, and that's done, just like that. Next, I do not touch anything with the fixed navigation bar. I have it enabled. What this really means is if you're not going to, I should realistically disable it because I don't use Divi as my header. I create my own. I recommend upon everybody to make their own type of header. It's very easy. There's very good tutorials on how to do so. Maybe one day down the line I'll do that as well. But I would not recommend going the header option. It's not bad. Just you can make a header much more better, much more appealing, better way to put it, because user experience and user UI UX is very important when it comes to a website. Then probably the most important part, well, before I get there, just the Divi gallery. This is if you have, I always enable this. It's very important. This saves us a lot of time in the future. So for example, if you have a specific section on your website that you want to also, that you put on your homepage and you want to also put it in your about page, that's exactly how you're going to do it. And I'll show you what I really mean by this very briefly. So if I visit my website, and let's say I wanted to copy, give it a moment to load. All right, now that I'm here, let's say I wanted to include my testimonials, correct? Where are they? Right here. And I wanted the same thing to be applied in my testimonials page, or let's say about us page. What I can do is go into your three dots here and save to library. And what they'll do is you just name it whatever you want, testimonials, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to save it because I don't need it, but you press save to the library. And if I were to go, let's say to another page, but I don't even have to do it. Let's say I wanted to add a section. So you have to make sure you understand there's a row, this is a section, row, and then inside this is a module. So let's say I wanted to add a module, which would be right here. I would go to add from library, and you can just copy and paste something that you've already done. Therefore, you don't have to do it twice, and you can maybe do some small changes so it's different. It's absolutely a saver of time. I highly recommend using this. This is probably the best feature of Divi, in my opinion. It makes just creating a website that much faster and efficient. So going back to the other features, before I make a website, you have to make sure what colors you want to use for the website. Therefore, you know you're not changing the colors. Like two different shades of blue might look so similar, but I promise you, people can tell the difference. And you use the color palette. It doesn't originally look like this. You have to edit it yourself, and I recommend figuring out your colors first and copying and pasting them here, because every time you now make an edit on your website and you click on the colors, these will be the ones available for you to just, all you have to do is press it rather than copying the number every single time. Saves you so much time. And if you don't want to use all of them, like let's say you just want to use four colors, what I did here, I don't use the reds. I just put them red just because I have to fill out something. You can either do the red, or another option is making it completely transparent, but either really works. Then everything here, I don't necessarily touch at all. Grab the first post image. What that really means is, let's say you have whatever the first image in your page will automatically appear when you search up on the Google search rankings. When it's, for example, the home about us, a picture appears. it'll be the first post or the first picture in the post. I don't touch this because usually Google does it themselves and they do a very good job of handling that, but it's always an option if you're interested. Then the blog style mode, I don't touch. I would recommend not touching unless you're a blogger. And what this really does is rather than previewing the blogs, it will show the entire blog immediately. Then the sidebar layouts for my website, I don't use any sidebars, but this kind of gives you the ability to, if you want a sidebar on the left or right, almost everyone puts it on the right, so I would recommend keeping it the way it is. Then with the Google API key is if you want to include a map, if you have a location for your business, I highly recommend creating an API key and pasting it here. For my business, I'm all remote or all digital. I don't have a location, so I don't touch it. And then everything here, I never really touch. This is enable, disable if you want, but I never touch it. And then here is where you can put your Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter accounts. So when you do the social media widget, if you want to add your social media, it just automatically copy and paste it. Therefore, you don't have to touch anything. I should use this, I just don't, as you can tell. And then everything else here, I don't touch. This is all about if you have a e-commerce website. Mine isn't. I'm not going to really go into depth because that's not really my bread and butter at this moment. And then here, everything, I don't touch anything, but let's say you want to back the top button. This could be especially useful for a phone. If you want someone to just click a button, takes them to your header, especially if it's not sticky. It's an excellent option. This would be to enable it. And then smooth scrolling, this is important, especially if anchor links. And anchor links are if you have a link that goes to a specific section in a website. This is very important, not very important, but very nice and convenient because it doesn't look bad. It goes very slowly to your spot. I don't have it because I don't use any anchor links, so I keep it away, and I don't touch anything with disabled translations. And the only custom CSS, this is a very important one for your website, the only one I have, and this one's very important to me, is I copied this code, and what this does is basically on a phone and a laptop back then, when I were to be able to search my website, the white parts, the websites here on the phone, if I were to move my phone a bit, you could see the white outside the website and it didn't look pretty. So I copy this code. If I can put it in the description, paste it into your website, and it basically keeps your website sticky to one point. Therefore, it looks very nice, very clean, and you don't have to worry about websites being moved left and right. And then that was the general, but there's also performance with this. I touch absolutely nothing. I think Divi and WordPress do an absolutely phenomenal job of just implementing immediately what needs to be done and what should be enabled and what shouldn't be disabled. So I'm not going to really go into it. If you want to look more into it, I'm sure you can find something about it. Just I wouldn't touch it, or I haven't touched it. Navigation, I also don't touch anything here. You can, but I think everything here is very well organized. Same as categories and same as general settings. I just don't touch anything here. Then for your builder, just like navigation, I do not touch anything, simply because I don't use, I don't need this testimonial or pop-up maker. I don't use those two sections. I just create them all in Divi, so I'm going to touch them as well as advanced. This is the only important thing here, which is if you want to clear your custom CSS, especially if you make an update and you want it to be shown right away, you would clear your CSS. If you don't have a plugin to clear it, this would be a great way to just, you press clear and in a second everything will be updated. Then layout, this is for blogs. I especially disabled author because I don't want my name included for the blogs in my website, but you can choose whether you want your date. Some people like it, some people don't. Categories, comments, all can be at the top and shown when you have a blog. And I can show you later exactly what I mean by that. I actually can show you right now because it's important. So, for example, as you can see here, one second. As you can see here, I don't have my name anywhere. I just see the date, the categorization, and the comments here for my blog post. So that's really what I mean by that. And then going back, with the advanced section, nope, I was already here. Layout, I don't touch anything else here on anything like this. Ads, absolutely don't touch. I would recommend putting your ads on where you're doing them. Nothing here. Do not touch it. Again, if you're interested in that, go somewhere else. I don't really touch it ever. Then SEO. If you have an SEO plugin, which I do and I highly recommend because it makes the process way more easier, I will go with that path. So therefore, I recommend Rank Math. That's what I found works best for me. But if you, by all means, want to check it out, look at it for yourself. But Rank Math does it in a very easier process and very easy to control everything. And then integrations, I keep everything enabled here. Now, this would be for if you want to add code to a specific part of the website. The only thing I have added here is this is for Google. Not everyone has to use it, but this is to gain credibility, which I'll go into another time. It's a little confusing, especially if you don't know what I'm talking about. And then updates, very important too. If you have a Divi Elegant Themes account, to include your username and API key. And what this really does is when updates are done to Divi, it'll update to your website as well. Therefore, you're always up to date. With that being said, that's really everything you need to know about Divi theme lessons. If you have any questions, drop in the comments. And if you enjoyed and learned something and I made it easier for you, please, please, please subscribe and like this video. So thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed and take care.